Understanding ourselves, embracing what's within. What we want changes all the time, but that's okay because we'll find there's always someone who's walked in your shoes, eager to help on the path that you choose. Come on this adventure with me, we'll show you who you can be, unlocking our potential step by step each day, getting closer to our best selves in every way. Knowledge helps us level up every day. Tools turn learning into action our way. The best thing about the lives we home is that you don't have to struggle alone. There's always someone who's been where you are, ready to guide no matter how far. Come on this adventure with me, we'll show you who you can be, unlocking our potential step by step each day, getting closer to our best selves in every way. Facing challenges together, our stories unite. In shared struggles we find our might. Together stronger our insights we blend. Positive impacts that never end. When the road seems tough and the path unclear, remember together there's nothing to fear. Come on this adventure with me, we'll show you who you can be, unlocking our potential step by step each day, getting closer to our best selves in every way. Come on this adventure, join our quest, our community, we're at our best, unleashing breakthroughs to make life better. It's time to level up together.
Can you hear me? Hello, everybody! Welcome to our live stream. It's been such a long time since we've last had a wonderful session with you, and I'm so happy to finally get a chance to share with you about a lot of the stuff that's been happening with us here behind the scenes, right? And all the amazing things that we're trying to do to help make people's lives better, to help you level up in every single day. And I'm so excited to have like really more of a casual chat, right, together with you guys. This is really our opportunity to talk to you and share with you about, why we did the things that we did, what's behind the latest updates of, version 2.0 of Gamify Life and many more templates to come. So hopefully you guys have a good time. Please, again, feel free to ask any questions you have inside the chat. We're here to share more with you to make sure that you guys are, together with us on our journey. And yeah, without further ado, I guess I'll just jump straight in to show you guys what we're up to. So what I want to first show you guys is, as I don't know if you guys know or don't know, but if you don't, I wanted to give you guys a very exciting news, right? For the ones who don't know, Co-x3 is actually a nonprofit now. So as you guys know, we started as just a humble community collective, way back in I think 2019. And as you guys know, we started off with Gamify Life as the first big idea that we shared. Basically it was just me saying like, hey, turning life into a game has been just so beneficial for me in helping me boost my motivation and helping me, make work fun, push through all the hard times when you don't really feel like you're able to, get your motivation up there and actually do the things that you're meant to do, and keep you engaged throughout the whole journey, and also feel yourself being rewarded for the time that you are spending on the work that you're doing. And from there we really just went down like an amazing journey, because you guys all came and supported us, right? You're like, hey, we also want to build really cool things together and build amazing things that could help make our lives better, to help unlock our potential, to help make positive impact in the world, and hopefully live our best lives. So today, I really just want to share with you more about the greater scheme of what Co-x3 is all about. And of course, talk to you guys about what's exactly inside our updates, because a lot of our updates is really then based on how we're positioning Co-x3 as a whole, right? Co-x3 Family Foundation, how does it help you level up? How does it help you? What's like the grand plan, right, behind everything, and help you, grow and grow and grow. And I see someone in the chat already, Labu, thank you so much for tuning in. And yes, this is the first time that you heard the theme song. If you did, thank you so much. It's on Spotify, so check it out, or Apple Music, and do play it, and let us know what you think. And we have more songs coming up too as well that really just help boost the energy, right, of what we're trying to share and what we're trying to, provide to the world. So I think the first thing I really want to kind of brush up on is I wanted to say, like, it was really difficult for me to understand exactly how to connect gamify your life to like a grander, wider purpose. And I say that because what I realized was very quickly, the solutions that we found within gamify your life is very relevant for a very specific time. So what I mean by that is, like, I'm sure as we all mature and we all, grow older, we realize that, using gamification, right, the idea of playing games and the dopamine burst and everything is like a short-term benefit, right, in helping us push on. But eventually we need more than that. It's not just like, oh, I, got nice shiny coin and I'm going to move on and that's going to make me really, really happy. And I'm going to, be excited to do everything, anything. But it's actually a bit more than that, right? Next is like purpose, right? We have to figure out why we're doing the things that we're doing. So as you guys know, like, we started off with Gamify Our Life, but eventually it kind of grew into, be intentional, right? What's the next thing that we did? We're like, hey, how do you find your purpose? How do you find your why, right? How do you make sure that everything you do, actually leads you towards the success that you want? Because, well, if you keep push, it doesn't matter if you don't actually get the things that you want out of the world, right? So, what I've been working on for the last while, I think it's around like, 2-3 years in the making, because it's a really grander philosophy that's tied everything together, is something I call the Better Life Framework. And I want to show you guys that right now. It's just a very quick preview I want to show you, because you guys can go into our website, the.x3.family, and you can find it yourself as well. But essentially, what I found was that there is a grander, wider, journey of life, so to speak, that we all go on, and it's quite predictable, which is good, because it means that it's something that we all share, right? It's a shared humanity that we have, that we go through these stages of life, and based on these individual stages, there are different things that are going to help us grow and improve our lives. And I thought that was a really, really powerful idea, because, it really frustrated me so much when I, just had those days where I wake up, I'm like, hey, you know what? I thought I figured out something. I thought that this thing that I implemented in my life, let's say gamification, right, or finding our purpose or whatever it might be, I thought that was going to be the thing that was going to make me, engaged, right, excited, ready to tackle the world. But why do we have some days that we just don't want to get out of bed, right? Why do we have some days that we just feel like, things aren't, in our cards, so to speak, and we don't feel the energy that we should feel, right? Or the excitement that we should have for life. So what the Better Life Framework is, and again, I won't go too much in detail about it, because I really do hope that you guys have time to check it out. And I have a video here as well, and you do have a chance to go and read it. But basically what we've done is we've identified 9 distinct perspectives in life, and this is all research backed. It's based on very well established studies from other amazing psychologists and philosophers. But essentially we distilled that down into, okay, where we're in this perspective, what actually is going to help us improve our lives? What do we need to get out of our systems, or get out of our situations, right, to help us stay motivated and continue to grow and grow and grow? And then finally, like, what's the exact, principles behind that, perspective that we really need to tackle, that is really going to be the difference between us, making sure that we have something that we can actually harness, right, to take action to make a meaningful improvement in our life, versus something that is just going to go over our head and we're not going to care about it. Because I don't know about you, I've had plenty of experiences where I've read a book or listened to a podcast, and I thought, hey, maybe there's some sense in it, but I really never thought much about it. But I revisited it like a year later. I'm like, wow, holy crap. Like, there's so many things in there that could have helped me, that could have stopped me from falling into this pitfall, as long as if I understood it at the time. So that's what we want to do for you guys. We want to say, like, hey, you don't really need to go through all these, trials and tribulations yourself. And, just to realize that, hey, the things that you're reading and watching right now aren't helpful. It's by design, right? You just haven't had the experiences yet to unlock that part of what exactly you need to know before you can move forward. And again, that might sound a bit cryptic, and I hope it doesn't, but if it does, again, please feel free to check it out. And I think it will be very, very helpful for you, especially if you find that you are kind of phasing in and out of different things that you in the past just you thought were helpful for you and did help you improve your life, and you're like, hey, how come this doesn't help as much nowadays? Anyways, what we've done now then as a foundation, as a greater organization behind all this, is that we decided that we're going to organize ourselves around this idea of the Better Life Framework and other philosophies as well. But the idea is that we want to say, hey, there is some rhyme and reason to the way that we level up and the way that we can improve ourselves. And based on that structure, based on what we understand about ourselves and our lives, and how the progression, right, that we might all go through to and we call it, actually, I'll break it down pretty quickly, like first understanding yourself, right, really seeing and feeling like where you are in life, and what you need to work on, what you need to change, where you can grow. And then unlocking your potential, because I think everyone has potential. Everyone has the ability to be a better person, right? Whatever their best self is. But unlocking that, I think, is really important, right? Because sometimes we just don't feel the courageous enough, right, or brave enough to tackle the things that we want to tackle. And I think it's really important for us to get the courage, not just from within, right, but from all sorts of sources, right? From whether it be knowledge that people share that tell us that, hey, there is something, a way to get out of the situation, a way to tackle it, or whether it's tools that people give us, like that, hey, use this hammer, right? Use this hammer, you can solve your problem, and then potentially you can go ahead and move forward with it. Or even community, like you guys here watching us right now, that's it's just here to support us, each other, to level up and not have to struggle alone. So what I think is really cool about that is, once you have that kind of structure, right, and I'll pause right there at the unlock your potential part, is then because we know what exactly goes into leveling up and improving your life, then we can actually make a very informed decisions about what programs we want to partake in, right? And programs just meaning like a collection of knowledge, tools, and community, right? That will essentially actually help us move forward, whether we're searching for purpose, right? Whether we have a lack of motivation, where we feel out of order, where we feel alone, or even frustrated at others. I just think there's so many amazing resources out there that are ready for you to actually improve your lives. But just because you don't find it at the right time, at the right moments, and you're not able to take advantage of that, I just think it's a bit of a shame. And what we want to do, really, one of our biggest missions here is to really help you find the resources that you need at the right time, so you can really, again, understand yourself, unlock your potential, and then moving forward, make positive impact and live your best life. Because I think the best way to learn really is to actually teach as well, right? And I think the beautiful thing about our world is that everyone is either, ahead of you one step or behind you one step. And if you can learn from the person ahead of you and you can pass it on to the person after you, I think that's a wonderful world I want to live in, and a wonderful world I think could really help, help all of us, support each other, and also just sounds like a place where I want to live, and I want my kids to be as well, right? I won't go, again, too much detail on all this, because, again, this is supposed to be just a quick update for you guys, and share with you guys before jumping into some of the meat of things. And of course, by the way, if you guys are tuning in for a free template, we actually are doing a giveaway throughout this stream. If you guys just chat in the chat and chat with us, we will give you a chance to get something for free. So why not, right? What we also want to show you here is So as you can see, like our Gamify Your Life is just one of our many programs. We have over 40 now, if you believe it or not, right? And again, if you've just been following us through our gamification project and everything, you wouldn't know that we had all this stuff, right? But what we want to do is want to help you as you grow, right? As you know realize more things about yourself, as you encounter more challenges, we want to give you an opportunity to level up together with us, right? These are the journeys that we've taken. We've walked this path before. We have seen how this journey kind of goes, and we kind of know the pitfalls, right? Of course, each person's journey is going to be unique in their own different way, but we've kind of seen what is out there, and we want to show you and help you anticipate the things and that you're going to encounter before you get there, so that you know what to be prepared for. And so when the time comes for you to level up, we're just right there beside you. So as I mentioned, right after Gamify Your Life, we had like Be Intentional. After Be Intentional, we had something called the L Control System, and then so on and so forth. So one thing I also wanted to share with you guys as well, which is really exciting, is that we have a new shop, right? We call this the Co-x3 shop. This is where essentially we're going to put a lot of our, templates, whether it be Notion templates, even merch, right? We have this line of intentional merch that's going to be there to help you kind of remind yourself of amazing, messages that you think are really meaningful. And I think the best way to remind yourself is either, you tape it onto your mirror, or maybe you put it on your shirt, right? So when you walk around, you remind yourself whenever you are needing a pick-me-up of sorts, right? And just needing a boost of energy for the situations and problems that you're facing. But anyways, what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it so that everything that we build as a community, right? Again, we are a community of co-creators and collaborators, are shared with one another. And this is the place for us to do it. We, of course, have a lot of free resources that we're going to be sharing out. We have the YouTube channel, which I'm always going to be sharing out things for free. I'm also going to be sharing this amazing new series where I'm going to go into deep dive into every single build that I do. I already do a bit of that already in our Friday live streams, but what I want to do really is to show you step by step how you can build everything that we have. So even no matter the situation that you're in, you can build it yourself. And I think that's really important, because this makes it just more amazing for everyone to be able to tap into their own creativity and be able to get the resources that even if they didn't have the opportunity to get otherwise, you'd be able to get on your own as well. So stay tuned for that for sure. And of course, we also want to make sure that everything that we build is open source, right? So what does that mean? So whenever we build anything, we have a help center where we're going to post about what that looks like. So for example, the Gamify Life Tracker is one of the component pieces inside the Notion templates that we have. And so everything that's inside here, we talk about, okay, what principles is this built on? Why does this exist? Why does it matter? How does it help you? We have our databases, right? And we're going to say exactly, these are the properties that make this work. This is why it works, right? Which is, again, so important, because so many times you can get a resource. It says, hey, this will change your life. Okay, how does it change my life? Why does it change my life? What does it change specifically? We want to answer all those questions, because we don't want to, well, first of all, I don't want to tell you I'm going to give you a magic panacea and it's going to change everything. No, you're going to have to work for it, of course, yourself as well. But what we want to do is also give you power in understanding why it works, and so that you can also choose the exact solutions that you want in your life that are going to tackle the problems that you have. So for example, if your problem really is, I don't know, you want motivation, you're feeling like you're not really rewarding yourself for what matters, you're really getting stuck in the perfection loop, this obviously is going to be a really good template for you as a Gamify Life Tracker, right? It's going to be a template that's going to help you with all those things, and this is exactly how it's going to help, right? Because it has these properties inside that is going to guide you towards the success you want. So as you can see, they're kind of seeing a big picture of everything, right? Okay, we have this foundation that's, creating all these different philosophies and, doing research on how to most effectively level up. We have these programs that come out of that research, right? That's co-created by community members just like yourself, right? Whether you're contributing toward, is it, collaborating with us or co-creating brand new programs with us, we welcome all sorts of, collaboration. The amazing part of that is, after all that, we also have, very, very clear, documentation to show you and anyone else that wants to do it, how to build it yourself, right? So we're just making sure that the knowledge is democratized, everyone can get access to it, and not just the how, but you also know the why. And I think the principles part is also really, really important. So let me just quickly talk about that as well. So we have inside our website as well. And again, please just search around on it. I think it's a wonderful website. We spend a lot of time on it, and I really hope that you guys get a chance to come in. And it's also all open source. You can see the code yourself. You can also contribute to it. You can write towards it, and hopefully that will also help anybody who wants to build up their resume or build up their skill sets. We're more than happy to teach and share with you. But the idea is that we want to write down all the first principles, so to speak, that are inherent in everyday life, right? You can think of them as, maybe the past great philosophers, wrote a lot of things, maybe Confucius or whatever, like, name your, historical figure, right? That had a lot of knowledge and wanted to share it. But a lot of that knowledge is lost because it's been this, people have been communicating it through analogies, and those examples may not make sense so much as they did back in the day, right? Maybe 1,000 years ago, those examples made sense, but nowadays they don't. So we wanted to modernize the first principles that were present throughout all of history, right? That really helped communicate to you what made you a better person, what helped you guide you towards a better life. And then we want to turn that into essentially something that you can absorb, right? Again, you can click on any of these principles and these will guide you towards understanding one part of life better, and whatever part of life you want. Maybe you want to understand why clarity builds confidence, right? Read that. That's really good, right? It's going to help you understand that, and then it's going to explain to you exactly what you can do even without any resources, right? Without any programs that we have. It's going to guide you towards actually applying this principle. And of course, if you have any specific way that you want to apply it into your life, we have the programs, and we're always going to be building up more programs that are going to leverage this principle to help bring it to your life. Because I think there's so many issues right now with how we're consuming knowledge. There's so many things we could read. Wikipedia is just a search away. There's podcasts, there's books. You can learn literally anything in the world. But why don't we apply it, right? Why do we find it so difficult to actually put those things into action? And a lot of that comes down to a lack of clarity of what actually the knowledge is all about, right? What exactly they're trying to teach you, the steps of how to apply it, and then also, of course, having a program that helps you implement that into your life, which I think is a really, really important part of it. And I see someone in the chat is also mentioning, like Anita, that the help center is amazing, made it easy to use the templates. Yes, thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, that's our hope. That's the more we share about the how and the why behind things, the easier it is for people like you and anyone out there to actually take on and utilize any of our systems. So I thought that this was going to be a really good way to show you like how everything really connects. And one more quick thing I want to share before we kind of just jump into the thick of things with the template and some of the decisions that we went to for this new version 2.0 is also I'm writing a book. So if you do want to stay in touch about what the book's all about, it really is about the Better Life Framework. It's about my experiences with it, how to navigate these different levels, so to speak, or different perspectives that you're going to have in life, and how to avoid frustrations when you don't really understand yourself as well or others as you're going through this growth journey. I think it's a wonderful handbook that's going to be what I wished I had when I was younger, right? I would have saved me a lot of heartache, a lot of headache. So hopefully it'll help you guys as you go on your journey to be your best selves, to live the best life that you guys have. So without further ado, I think let's jump into our Gamify Your Life version 2.0. So this is in dark mode. I can make it light mode if you guys want as well. I like both. It doesn't really matter. But one thing I wanted to just start with is I think a lot of people had a lot of frustrations with how when you first load it into the template, it was really, there was, of course, like, the whole, maybe I can just open it up. Maybe let's see what the old Gamify Your Life looked like. So you guys can see what that was all about. So Gamify Your Life, 2023, let's see, 2023. Let's see, there was this one. There we go. So I can show you guys what that looked like previously. So it wasn't bad. I mean, like we had this like, kind of, choose your adventure kind of thing, right? It was like kind of like a game window. It's like my first adventure. I've used the free version, blah, 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 upgrading versions. But what we thought was like, simplification is better. I really resonated a lot with the people that gave us feedback about all that. Speaking of feedback, I want to first say a huge thank you to everyone who gave feedback to us. I was just looking through our reviews the other day, And I was like, oh my gosh, like there's so many people that have used our templates, that have, had such amazing things to say about it, that, and this is just going back like, 2-3 years, right, of doing this. And so really, bottom of our heart, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and all your amazing sentiments about how our templates have helped you in your life. And yeah, it just makes me so happy every time I see this. I can't even stop smiling as I read through this. So thank you guys so much for that. It really, really, really makes us feel so good to know that we're doing good to help people like you. And of course, if you have more to share, please, please, please share it with us. We want to know how it is, the good and the bad, right? So again, like I said, these are the good, right? And of course, everyone has feedback on what could be better, and I totally embrace that. So one of the biggest feedback was, hey, getting into it is pretty difficult. It's really hard for us to, for you guys to navigate to the different parts of what you want. And I was like, I totally agree. So what I decided was we had to make it simple, right? So load in, immediately you have everything that you can use. I have the dashboards I can use. We have this new thing called website. I'll talk about that later, but it's really cool. And all the components that power the dashboard that you have. So what I first want to mention is this is the Gamify Your Life Notion template pack. So the pack basically means that we're bundling everything up that is within the theme, right, of gamifying your life into one thing. And if you want to learn more about that, actually, again, the help center is really where I've done all the documentation for everything. So if you want to know like what I get in the Gamify Your Life Notion template pack, well, this is all you get, and you can see all the links. Oh, there's a bit of yeah, those should show a name as well. But yeah, if you click on them, you'll get to the name of the template, and you can see all those different things. But essentially, the pack is our previously when you got Gamify Your Life, that was the whole thing, right? But a lot of people had mentioned to us that like, hey, what if we want just one piece of that, right? Whether it be for upgrading, because they've already gotten the previous version, they've made a lot of changes, they don't want to, upgrade the whole thing. They just want, hey, you guys got a really cool habit tracker upgrade. I want to just get that. How do I do that? So we want to make that simple for you, as well as if you just wanted one thing specifically, hey, I already have my whole gamification system set up. I don't need your other stuff. I just want, a projects and task manager that's gamified, or achievement tracker, a badger system. Then you can just grab just one singular thing of that, and you can just get that over inside the shop. So if I want to show you guys that, so inside your shop, you can see there's the template packs here, and there's also just featured templates, which you can just grab any individual template that you want, which makes it really easy for you to get what you need out of the system. So one really big thing is that they're all modularized, right? So we've made sure that everything is modularized. You can grab each piece separately, and of course, when upgrades come, you can get each piece individually as well to plug and play into your system, which is really, really cool, right? So I want to just also jump into my fantasy world to start. So this is the dashboard, and I don't know if you need a refresher on this, but I will share anyways. My philosophy on any kind of dashboard essentially is this is where we're going to make it so that we can see from one place the most important parts of our system. So for me, what I think about is, well, I have first of all, the theme of my fantasy world is it's a game screen, right? So my game screen is I need to see my stats, right? And I need the screen of which I actually do stuff. So my stats on the left side is going to be my characters, right? So whether myself, anyone else that's going to be playing with us. So this is already set up for multiplayer from the beginning. This side is going to be our quests that we're doing, right? So for example, I can have projects I create, and then I have habits that I also do. And one thing that I really, really love about this system right now is that previously it was so complicated, so complicated to navigate the individual quest, because the quest had like 20 or so properties to make the gamification work. Well, that's because Notion was super terribly complicated at that time, right? You weren't able to actually do the things that we wanted to do with gamification to build all these complicated formulas and stuff. But now, because of Notion Formulas 2.0, right, we've been able to simplify it so much. So as an example, right, if I create a new project, and maybe someone in the chat want to give us an example of a project you guys are doing, whether you're a student or, in a workplace or creative, feel free to give your examples. I'll just do a quick one first. Like one I really like is always, exercise. So maybe we have an exercise project 2024, right? We want exercise. This is going to be one of our projects. And then, for example, let's say I have a task below that, right? So let's say I, had new tasks I wanted to do. So let's say I can even just add a downstream task. So let's say I wanted to, buy running shoes, right? That could be something I do. And of course, I'm going to show you many different ways of adding new stuff, but I just want to show you quickly. So for example, I put buy running shoes. That's an automatic task under this, right? But what's really cool is that if I did any sort of action immediately already on this, let's say I already handed in this running shoes, impressive work, adventurer, your efforts have not gone unnoticed, which is wonderful. I claim my rewards. I immediately already get a activity log, right, that tracks exactly what time I've done anything inside my system, which is so cool, right? Can you imagine, like, just having an automated tracker that tracks your progress as you go through life, right? That's exactly what we play games for, right? We play games because we have an automatic system that is showing us as we go along that we are improving in life, that we're leveling up. So I think that's super awesome, right? And so it's connected to, again, the character is you, right? You've gotten 25% towards your first level, right? You earn 25 gold, right? From this, you can see. And you can see that even within the activity log here, you can see that that's something that you've done. And of course, even within like habits, like recurring quests, like that we call them, we've also revamped this completely. Previously, it was like a bit complicated, really, to tell you the truth, right? Because again, Notion has so many limitations, but because as Notion gets better, our system gets better too, because we're building on top of this amazing productivity tool. And of course, as you see from our approach, from our philosophy down to our programs, down to the way that we document everything, it's really, really easy for you to take any of these systems and put it into anything, right? Whether you like different productivity tools, whether you like just using pen and paper, right? Sometimes I still like pen and paper. We want to teach you the strategies behind how these things are working to trigger your dopamine, and trigger motivation, right? To put it simply, right? And also beyond motivation, right? How to help you level up and improve your life in anything that you do. So I think that's super, super important. So again, back to this, like let's say right now, I'm reflecting this, I'm gonna hand this in, I reflected, I claim this again, at 10:37, right? I'm able to practice my habit of reflecting. I've earned some XP points, I've earned some gold, and that's super, super awesome. Of course, you see HP there too. That's a brand new feature. I want to talk to you guys about that too. And I really want to, show you like how that works. I'm just reading a chat a little bit too, is that, this is awesome. Not doing it manually saves time with tracking. Yes, absolutely. I think that's one of the most important things, right? Like you don't want your system to block you as you're doing your work, right? The whole point of it is that it's supposed to lubricate everything. It's going to make it easier for you to get things done, to make work fun, right? So everything there has to be really, really easy. So then I want to then talk about the next thing, which is like, okay, well, then what else can I do in the system, right? So I have this really cool thing now that I added, which is called the quick access. So quick access, what it means is that like it makes it really easy for us to access different components within our Notion template pack. So how's it work? So let's open Item Shop. So Item Shop basically here has our leaderboards. We can see ourselves, as well as all the items that we're buying. Again, as you guys know, we can customize anything you like. This is all up to you, right? These are the examples we have at the beginning. So for example, let's say I ate some ice cream, right? And ice cream, I set that like, hey, it's minus 50 gold. And also it's minus 20 HP. So we have exactly 50 gold, and I say minus 20 HP that because maybe, again, I have an exercise plan, right? Exercise project, and I don't want to eat too much junk food. So if I click purchase item, right? Congratulations, adventurer, you chosen wisely. I purchase the item. Again, same item activity log, right? It's going to pop up. It says at 10:38, I've unlocked an ice cream, minus 50 gold, minus 20 HP. I'm at 80 HP now, and I'm at 0 gold. So everything is responsive. Everything's immediate. It makes it so easy for us to just get into our system, and get the rewards that we deserve, and make it so that we are able to really feel that we are in this game of real life, right? That makes us so motivated to continue and pursue our best selves, because we're pushing this real life character of ourselves to the degree that we want to, right? To the levels that we want to. And of course, with this, we don't have to feel as guilty, right? When we are doing our, let's say, less productive tasks. So take a quick moment, everyone. I want you guys to drink water, because we have so much more to talk about and so many more amazing things inside the system. Awesome. So our next thing that I want to talk about is the achievement tracker. So this achievement tracker is also really cool. Oh, actually, wait, before we do that, let's finish up the item shop because we just lost some HP, right? I want to tell you. So in the item shop, we also have things that can add HP, right? So we can add health potions and stuff. So this says we need 50 gold. So let's earn some 50 gold right now. And again, I'm cheating right now, but hopefully, of course, you guys don't cheat, right? But let's say I water some plants, I'm gonna get an additional 25 gold. Let's say I just drank water. Oh my gosh, that's it. I drank water, right? I drank water. This is another thing, right? By the way, we are using a lot of Notion buttons now. So Notion buttons like is this amazing thing that once you click it, it can run a lot of different tasks for you. That's really a big reason why this all works a lot better now as well. So you can just click on any of these buttons. You can just hand it in. So you can see we have drink water just now recently, which is very, very nice. And so now in our item shop, we can go ahead and buy something. Let's buy a health potion. So I'm going to purchase that. We lost 50 gold, but we gained 50 HP. So now we are overflowed on our HP, which is fine, 130 out of 100. And so we are ready for our next adventure, right? And of course, we can show you more later about how else you can lose HP as well, because there's many, many ways that you can set up the system to just fit your needs, right? If you're someone that is very fueled by positive, motivation, positive, feedback versus negative feedback, really everything's set up for you to do whatever you'd like. So the achievement tracker is also, accessible from here. So this is where you can see like different badges that you have. For example, I have the Gold Hoarder, Complete 4 Quests, Hydro Homie, right? So we had 30 at the beginning. Now we have 29 to go. I just click on this, I show you. So our initial target was 30. We have 29 to go. And we've made it so that this is really, really easy for you to set up more, I guess, badges of the same type, right? To help you really track the achievements that you want to earn and make sure you're rewarding yourself for like important milestones that you've hit, even if you don't necessarily remember them, right? Again, when you play games, like, there's achievements that pop up and they make you feel good, right? Because it makes you feel like you've progressed in your game, you've done progress. And of course, if you're the type that likes to chase after achievements, even better, right? So you get to really push yourself forward as you're going through and pursuing these badges. So that's super awesome, right? We also have the skills tree. Again, I might not go too deep into everything, but I just want to like really just show you like how amazing it is now, how easy it is to just get started, right? Of course, we still have the tutorials at the top that you guys can watch to make sure that you guys understand how to use it. But everything is just so intuitive because it just works. You can just click it and it just starts. I also have the loot box here. I want to show you. It's really my favorite thing here. So the loot box basically is like if you have a really like big gacha addiction, right? And I'm no stranger to that, so I understand how it is, and no one has to be embarrassed by that, right? Like, I think it's really fun to have random rewards, but I think what's more fun is controlling random rewards for your own benefit. So what you can do here is you can create your own kind of loot box of what's your common, your rares, your epics, whatnot. And then what you can do is you can create a loot tracker, right? So for example here, if you just did something awesome, for example, so I'm going to make a new thing. So let's say, hosted a live stream, right? So let's say that's something I did and I did a positive action. Again, this is something that's fully customizable. You can set it so that, it can trigger on whether, you did a certain habit that day, or you can trigger on whether you, did a good deed through your task list, or you can trigger on like you hit some milestone inside your system. Doesn't matter, right? But you click on that, and what happens is you have a reward earned, and this time we got common. Okay, that's fine, right? That's not bad. And then we're gonna click on this, and we're gonna say, hey, we get a common rarity, maybe TV for 30 minutes. So after we do the stream, and we wanna watch TV, right? So it's really, really awesome being able to kind of just make it so that life just flows together with your system. And this is like a really big theme of what we're doing to all the different systems within the programs that we're sharing here at Co-x3 family, because we think that it's important for you guys to have simplicity first, right? You guys can just get into it. You shouldn't have to spend a long time trying to understand something, right? The point of the program is to really just guide you, right? So that it's easy for you to just get started and start applying these amazing principles that we have, worked so hard to derive and build into our systems so that you can make life better in some meaningful way. So I just want to share a bit about that with you. So like, for example, if I go into Gamify Your Life here, I just want to share. So Gamify Your Life is like the bigger program that we have, right? Notion templates is one of the ways that we're implementing this. Airtable, of course, we had a small build there as well. But this, as I mentioned, can expand to any template, to any productivity tool, to any system, to paper and pen, right? But what we want to teach you is that Gamify Your Life actually helps you with many, many things, right? All these principles that you normally find in games that are there to stimulate you to play the game more, right? But why not use that to stimulate you to play the game of real life even better? Because I think that is just so much more important to help you, live the best life that you can. So everything here is, I think, really, really cool. Where you're turning quests from the that like from like chores that you are forced to do that you hate doing into like quests that you get to do, right? And if you click on this again from a website, you get to learn more about like, hey, how do we shift from have to get to, right? And what is the work? Like, well, how do we make that work? Well, there's XP rewards, there's a quest log, there's growth in numbers, and again, of course, the program that has already implemented that for you, so you don't have to think so much about it, and you get to start building it into your life and utilizing the first principles and the best practices is by using the programs that we're sharing. And of course, we're doing our best to make sure that it's accessible by anyone, right? Anyone can build it if they want to. I'm going to have a upcoming series about that. That's going to help really demystify, right, a lot of the building process behind the systems that we have, behind the programs that we have, and hopefully that'll help even more people get access if you guys are not able to get it just through the shop yourself. So I think these are some of the really, really important things here because, again, really, what's most important to me, why this matters so much to me is that these are the things that I wish I had when I was much younger. And even to the States, right? I wish why Co-x3 exists is because we want to build things that we wish we had just a day before, right? As soon as possible. And we think this is the best way that we can share more with everyone out there. This is the best way that we can help as many people as we can to help make lives better. And we're just so excited to have so many people excited about our journey, right? Here with us, even tuning into this live stream today, but also, of course, so many countless more that are going to be watching the recording of this, and it's just so many more that we're going to interact with throughout the course of our lifetime. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for checking everything out. We are going to make sure everything is going to be pushed out more and more in greater frequencies. There's so many things that we're trying to do to just make sure you guys get all the access to everything that you guys can. One amazing thing too now, if you guys get any of our Notion templates off the store, not only is it, because we're a nonprofit, we're making sure that it's at cost, right? We're making it the cheapest that we can for you. I can guarantee you won't find cheaper, templates and programs, this feature packed for you anywhere else. But on top of that, we have amazing ways to support people who still financially are struggling to get it by, making sure that there is a donations program where we're going to help people who essentially are less advantaged, right? Maybe from lower income countries, or maybe just in a position where you really want to level up, but you just don't have the resources to do it. We are making sure that you are getting access to the things that are going to help you level up by creating the scholarship to support people like you. So if anybody does want to help contribute towards the scholarship, for sure, please donate. We could use the help. And also, of course, it will be a tax-free deduction for you when it comes time for you to pay your income tax. So that's a nice benefit, especially if you're in the U. And specifically, this is for if you're in the US. I think Canada as well offers this if it's for a US nonprofit, but you'll have to double check that yourself. But yeah, so I think that's really important. I also want to talk a bit about the Better Life membership. It's changed from before. If you guys are aware, before our subscription system was very product focused, right? We made it so that L Control, one of our really, really popular templates, was only accessible if you guys subscribed. But we thought it was probably much better through a lot of research and talking to you guys was we wanted to create a membership that was more about support. So you can always get the products yourself, right? There's many free products as well, as you can see. Like, we're always giving up 80% of our stuff for free. But on top of that, if you guys want more support, whether it's exclusive, chat channels with myself and the rest of the team, or being able to get exclusive resources that are going to help you level up even quicker, or even being able to request resources from us, right? Let's say you really want this amazing, template that you've thought of, but you don't have the skill set to build it. Well, we can build it for you, right? And these are all different ways that we want to help support you, right? And help you and be there with you on your growth journey as you keep finding new ways to level up and improve yourself. and we're sending a lot of updates now inside our posts here. Of course, I can't show you everything, but essentially, like our upcoming book, there's a sneak peek there. So if you're a member, you can get that early access. I know Labu was asking, is it up on the shop already? No, but soon, right? And specifically for members first, we have an early release copy. Early readers copy that we're setting out to our members so that they can read the early version, give us feedback, and hopefully improve it. That's how we improve, right? Again, feedback from amazing people like yourself. Of course, the principles, I've just mentioned that. One of our series, which was, oh yeah, I wanted to actually just maybe reset for a second. I wanted to talk a bit about the future of this channel too. So this channel is called Level Up with Conrad. It's always been kind of my personal channel where I started sharing everything that I was doing, and eventually as we morphed into Co-x3, right, in this greater community that we've built, what I wanted to do was I wanted to create a dedicated Co-x3 channel that would be really the place where you find like most Co-x3 announcements and stuff like that. So in the future, any kind of updates like this would actually be on the Co-x3 channel. So you guys should definitely check it out, please, and subscribe to it if you haven't done that already, because that's where number one, the song that you just heard at the beginning of this live stream is currently on there. So please check it out and see how you guys can support that channel. But a lot of different content that's going to be surrounded about like I mentioned, the philosophies that we have, the different things that we think are going to be really helpful for you to level up and understand yourself better, to unlock your potential and so on, are all going to be created as content pieces over there. So definitely don't miss out. I think that channel is going to really be a great asset to you in your growth journey, and we hope to continue building that. And the future of this channel is going to be more focused on like the build journey of things. I'm really passionate about showing you like how we build things, like why we build it this way. As you can tell, like just showing you these things like just makes me so happy, because I want you guys to know that like there is rhyme and reason behind everything. This is the kind of education I wish I had when I was younger, right? Where people tell me, hey, this works, but why? And so if I can explain that more to you guys, if I can show you like my thought process on how I built certain things, I think that just makes it so much easier for you guys to also absorb it and also just get more excited in the whole aspect of like, how do we build better lives for ourselves, and then in that process for everyone else. And hopefully that will inspire you to be a co-creator here at the Co-x3 family, because that's also going to be really helpful to us to make more positive impact in the world. And I think there's just so many things that we could be building that we just don't have the time or energy to. And so with your help, we can probably do more. As you guys could tell, though, also, of course, I started doing some podcasts as well on this channel. Podcasts are still going to continue on this channel as well. So we have podcasts over at Level Up with Conrad, and also we have a podcast called Level Up with Us over at the Co-x3 channel as well. So the idea of those podcasts are just different ways to help you see different points of view, different perspectives in the world that will help you ideally break through, barriers and obstacles that you've seen for yourself, and hopefully help you level up when the time is right. So those are really, really important. And then, of course, one thing that I wanted to mention here is that the Live Your Best Life series, this was a kind of a vlog style series. I wanted to show everyone like, hey, how was I living my best life, with the philosophies, with the programs, with everything. I started getting really personal. So what I realized was that that's probably content that isn't necessarily the best fit for YouTube, right, for a wider audience, but it is something that we're going to be sharing over for any members that are subscribed to us through the Co-x3 shop, because I think it is a very important thing to know that, hey, not only are these things all out there, not only that is it all research backed, science backed and everything, and you can read it for yourself and try out for yourself, but you can also see me and everyone else around me, right, actually go through that journey, right? You can see the people in Co-x3 actually following these systems, living up to these principles, and never always like perfect, right? There's no perfect day, but we try to make our day perfect by doing the things that we know we can do. And so I think it's a wonderful, wonderful series that we've done. We have so much footage. Like I've recorded for the last 2 years of footage of like the journey of even behind Co-x3, like how do we build everything here, the trials and tribulations of everything we've done. So it's a really meaningful series to me. It's something that we're going to be releasing for members only. So of course, if you guys do want to check that, it's all going to be there. And yeah, like there's just so much I'm happy to share, like, because it just makes me so happy to know that you guys are here on this journey with us. This is something that we're building together. And I want to also then mention then for I think someone just chatted too. Thinkorswim is like, where does the Make for Fun website come in? I want to talk about that because I think that's also very important. So if you go to our programs, and again, I will just always refer to this. I hope you guys will as well. Is that this is going to be like the de facto place of where we're going to store like all the different things that we're working on, and even things in progress. You can see like there is a construction sign here. So this is like make progress. This is like really fun thing I created because I have a dog. His name is Haku. If you guys don't know. But I also gamified his life too, right? And I thought that was really fun, and a lot of my friends thought it was fun as well. And so they wanted a template around that. So I templatized it. I never had a chance to actually make it into a proper template for the wider audience to use, but I'm gonna work on that, right? So those are things that are in progress, and you can see it all here. But to answer your question quickly, Make for Fun app is definitely something that we're still very, very interested in building. This is something that we're currently in the process of revamping a little bit. As you guys can see over the past little bit, it says we're making major updates because we are. There's a lot of amazing things that we want to do here that I think are going to just change drastically our experience with it. For guys who don't know, basically this was our way of gamifying any productivity app beyond just a Notion template. This is the way that we think is the future, honestly, that if you can just plug and play, whether you're using, Notion, Obsidian, Airtable, whatever it is, if you can just have an app that actually just, reads the tasks and the projects and everything else that you're storing into those systems, right? At least the ones that you're sharing with the app, and automatically assign XP points and gold. Again, you can see a pattern, right? The more simple, the better, right? The easier, the more automated the capture, the better. So we're trying to make it so that once you are able to connect it, you'll be able to compete on a global leaderboard, right? And mostly with Co-x3 members like yourself who care about these sort of things to really level up together. And we're on currently season 14, which is crazy to me, right? You can see all these amazing people that are leveling up together this season. And so what we're doing, because we have a brand new Gamify Your Life 2.0 version, we also want to make sure that the app is simpler as well, because I think previously, again, there were so many different properties that you could be doing with it. But what we've learned is that there is actually a lot of interesting upgrades now with the Notion API, because that's how it works, to one, automatically generate a template inside your system. So it's going to make it a lot easier than you having to go and duplicate a template, then connect it and all those things. We're going to make that automatic for you. But on top of that, like if you don't have the properties already, we want to make it so that it'll build the properties for you into any Notion database so that you don't have to like do additional setup. So I think that's going to be really, really important as well. So what I think the ultimate theme of everything is that there's just so much that we are trying to do, but we really do need your help. I don't think this is something that any of us individually can do. It's really as a community that we're able to do so much and provide so much value to the world. And where I think Co-x3 as an entity, as an organization, is doing our best is we want to just solidify the philosophy of everything, right? How to level up effectively, the strategies that you can apply. Help collect all the first principles of how good programs can be built, and then most importantly, work with people like yourselves that have challenges, right, and are already trying to solve it in some meaningful way to build the programs that can help us all level up together, right, based on the principles, based on our know-how of how to build amazing products and how to really help our community at scale, and so that we can really just make the positive impact in the world that we think we can do, right? And with that process, we also learn so much. Like I personally learned so much just by even the process of writing all these things down, studying them, researching them fully, building them into my systems, and then sharing with you guys, having these talks, doing videos. Like there's so much that you learn just from the process of teaching. So I think that this is just a really amazing thing that I hope to share with you guys, an amazing part of the journey that, again, so appreciative that you guys are here on it, and also wish that you guys can also get involved in a deeper way as well. So if you guys have time, do check out these links up here in the About Us section. There's many different ways that we've kind of highlighted that you can either contribute, collaborate, or co-create with us. There's this amazing Adventurers program that we're working on that, of course, if you guys want to try start out already, please do. But basically, if you join us as an adventurer, basically, I don't know if you guys have anybody who's ever played like a role-playing game will kind of already know this concept. You start off as like a beginner adventurer, and by picking up quests at the guild, you eventually grow to be more experienced and you level up and you grow your own reputation, and eventually you are well known as someone that is available and ready to help the world in many different ways. So we hope to use this as an opportunity to upskill you, right? Help you level up and get the skills that you want. As I mentioned, there's so many skills to learn, right? Whether it be coding from a website. This is a website I coded from scratch, or not from scratch rather, but like I coded with the help of many different resources out there, right? But putting all those different things together, learning how to do that, learning how to use different tools like ChatGPT and AI tools that are out there. There's just so many things that we want to share what we know with other people, so that you guys can all do it together and we can all build this together as well. Yeah, and yeah, Make for Fun was built from scratch. It was quite a struggle. So I think there's a lot of things that we've gone through the trials and tribulations to learn, and we hope that together we can just do it better. Cool. So I know a lot of people here are waiting for a giveaway. So thank you guys so much for being engaged, and I really, really appreciate that. So right now, I will say it on screen as well, but also I'll type it in the chat. Everybody that's currently typed in the chat, I would like to give you guys a free copy of Gamify Life version 2.0. So everyone up to Amdeen. So thank you guys so much for joining in and for chatting. I really appreciate you guys for again being part of our journey. It's really, really been a long time coming, and I also want to apologize for not being as active as I'd like on the social media front and on the YouTube front. It's something I'm trying my best on. There's, as you can see, so much behind the scenes that we're doing that it's just not always able to take the time to do the content, because for me, making meaningful content is really important. Sharing things that are clear, concise, and valuable, I think, is a really good thing that I aspire to do, because I think I don't want to waste your time. I want to give you guys things that will actually improve your lives, that will actually change the way that you see the world, that will help you navigate the world better, right? And I think that all comes down to being concise with wording and being thoughtful in how we prepare and how we communicate things to the world. So these are things that I think is super important, and thank you guys for being with us on our journey. If you have any improvements, any feedback, anything, just don't hesitate to write in. And for everyone who did win a version of Gamify Your Life, congratulations. You just have to email the email I'm going to send in the chat right now for it, and we will help you out with that right after the stream. So just send an email over at that email over there. Perfect. I think that's about it. I'm going to double check my update log to see if there's anything else. Ooh, there is one more thing I want to share. Okay, or two more things. Okay, so version 2.0 for Gamify Your Life is out here. We are working right now on everything else as well. So everything that you see inside Notion templates is going to have a version 2.0. Be intentional, out control, grow wealth. Of course, if you want to kind of double dip and get both the old version and new version, kind of see for yourself what it is. If you get any of these versions right now, you'll get lifetime access to updates. So let's say you get this Be Intentional right now, and I release Be Intentional version 2.0 tomorrow, you'll get both. So that's really cool. So definitely don't miss out if you want to get both versions at the same time. And of course, if you guys want to, support us further, there is always a membership. You get early access copies to everything we do. So everyone that's currently subscribed will also get sneak peeks and everything into our Be Intentional systems and everything as they come up. So that's super cool. That's number one. Number two thing I want to talk about is we have really exciting things happening over also at our co-living spaces. So again, if you're brand new to us, you're like, huh, Co-x3 does co-living spaces? Yeah, who knew, right? So it's also really awesome. But like, there's so many things that I think is really cool, because as I mentioned, like as I went through this journey of like realizing that, hey, gamification is one part of the problem. There's so many different things that we want to use that could help us improve our lives. And one of the things I realized was beyond just an online community, which we have, and you guys should join, right? We have a Discord community. You guys can join through I think either the link in the description or again, what I'm highlighting here, the Co-x3 community. Click on that link and you'll find it. But what else is that I thought, like, having real life, face-to-face communication, I think is really important, right? And especially if, you're traveling the world, or, even not like even within your own city, like if you don't find like if you don't feel like you have the right people around you, you're not going to level up effectively. You're not going to be able to harness your full potential because the people around you just don't really fully get it. And it's not their fault, right? Not or nor your fault. But I think the best thing to do in life is to surround yourself with people that really understand you and really are there to help support you, support your journey because they are walking a similar path too. So one thing that we did previously, I think it was around 2-3 years ago, was build this thing called Family Without Borders. And essentially is like a brand new take on a co-living space, which, the whole idea is that you're living with amazing people around the world that actually want to help you level up and grow together. And so for a long time we were mostly just based in Singapore, where I'm currently from, but over just the last year we just completely expanded. Like we blew up. We have a home in Osaka. We actually have 2 houses there right now, about to be 4, which is crazy, by the way. So if you're ever in Osaka, Japan, check that out. We just opened in we just are in Entrepreneur Island as well. What was I saying? We're just in San Francisco as well. So if you're ever in the Bay Area, please check it out. We're in San Jose, so Entrepreneur Island. Drew hosts that. Very amazing guy from the community. The Nest is another place in Toronto. If you're in Toronto, Canada, please check it out. It's an amazing place. Of course, if you're ever in Singapore, come check us out. Right? Happy to say hi and happy to have you around. And I'm about to go to Japan next week to Fukuoka. Because there is a conference there I'm going to be speaking at, talking a bit about community and how we can bring people together. And I don't know if you guys are going to be there as well. Maybe long shot. Do check us out there. We're going to be there giving a talk and sharing about some of the work that we're doing, about how we connect people and make sure that we are growing better together. So I think that is really, really cool. And I will just quickly respond to some of the chat before we head off. So people are asking about L control. So L control, yes, there is a timeline. I will also caveat that I am not the best at setting timelines, but I will promise that it will be within the next 2 weeks. How about that? I will do my best to get it out by then. And so just to also share a bit, because I think this is also going to be important to note. So previously, or right now at least on the shop as well, L control is a combination of gamify your life and be intentional. We're going to change that slightly now, okay? So that is going to be a change that you're going to see in the future. So gamify your life is right now positioned as like almost like an add-on. The way that I've kind of made the template is that it's really, really flexible to add that with any existing Notion template that you want to gamify it. So when you get Be Intentional, when it's going to come out, again, hopefully in a week or so, Be Intentional is going to be basically all the suite of templates that is about finding your purpose, right? So whether it's about building more meaningful relationships, setting better goals, all those different things are all going to be within, or even journaling, right? Be intentional. That also means though, that if you do get Gamify Your Life or you do already have it, it's going to be really, really easy for you to turn any of the Be Intentional templates into gamification. I know that's something that was really hard to do before. As I mentioned, there was like 20 or so different properties that you had to handle, formulas and whatnot. We made it super simple for you so that you can just immediately be able to gamify anything. Again, immediately is a hard thing to say. There is a difference in skill level for Notion users, but I can almost promise you, like anybody with any experience with Notion can probably do it within 5 minutes. That's what I'm hoping to do, and that's what I will hopefully prove to you guys as well when Be Intentional comes out, and I'll make a video about that showing you guys how that's probably done. So that's that. So then what's happening with L control then is basically L control is going to have all the different templates that are about systems building. You guys don't really know probably because there's a lot done behind the scenes, but there is a lot of systems that you could build in Notion that could help you organize your life. Everything from like travel planning to like, I don't know, like doctor's visits and stuff like that. Like there's infinite things that you could track and systematize. And so what L control for me has become really is like I think a lot of people use the word second brain, right? I like that word too. It's not a bad word. But basically your second brain or mission control, whatever you want to call it. I like calling it L control, right? Because it's where you take life control. It's where you're going to essentially be able to keep track and manage all the different moving pieces in your life. And also not only that, make sure that you can automate these systems so that you don't have to always be worrying about them all the time. Because there's enough things in life to worry about than worrying about like, when am I paying my last credit card bill or taxes or whatever. Like there's just so many things that you could be keeping track of that you don't need to be keeping track of directly. So Yeah, so I think that that is the main gist of things. I think that is something that I would like to share, so you guys don't get surprised early. But of course, again, if you already have the L control right now, you already have access to both of them together in one. Again, albeit the older version. But as we come out with the new version, L control is going to shift a bit towards the direction of just having a ton of like different systems that are going to be helpful for you to level up. Answering the last thing, which is so much to unpack, is there a get started guide? Actually, that is something that people have been asking for, and I do want to build. So hopefully, the next few days or so, if you go to our website, there is going to be a section here called our beneficiaries, so who we support for students, for creatives, for retirees, etc. If you click on these, you're going to be able to see probably a get started guide specifically for you. So that is that. So, a lot to share, a lot to discuss. If you have any questions, again, the email is there to send emails on. For people who got a free copy of Gamify Your Life version 2.0, make sure you do include it in the email subject so I know who you are. I do have a list of people who have chatted, so I reasonably know who you will be. But of course, if you do have any questions as well, that is the email to send. And then last question for Think or Swim. I think if you guys are if you guys had previous templates, I do want to explain this within this video as well, because I think it's important to explain why this situation is as such. So previously, when we had our Co-x3 toolbox, which was the previous shop version that we had, basically you had the choice to either buy one-off templates, right, or get the subscription. If you bought one-off templates, basically that meant that you were getting that version at that time. Because as we developed new versions of templates, as you can see, like usually they're really big changes, and there's a lot of things involved and a lot of different people involved. So the idea was that if you purchased a template at that specific moment, you're essentially rewarding the people who create that version of that template to support their creation to help you level up and provide you with that template. And then of course, if you guys did a subscription instead, that would then give you access to updates immediately as they came. So we would send those updates through email. Why we've changed that structure a bit, right, is because we realized that one, we found that better ways to kind of track and make sure that people, especially as more co-creators come in and more collaborators come in, everyone's rewarded for the work that they've put into the templates to help support you guys, right? And you guys can support each other and vice versa. We've also wanted to make it so that you don't have to worry about a subscription cost if you just want access to a solution and you want that solution long term. You want updates as we keep going on and on. So we thought that that was going to make it a lot more simple for you to make a decision to get the template that you want, right? So unfortunately, though, that means that any past purchases that were done, we can't necessarily just immediately transfer you over to a lifetime pack. That's just not possible for us. So just to be clear, if you guys want lifetime access to templates, please get the new version right now in the shop. That will guarantee you access, lifetime access for the rest of time. And of course, if you guys want support from us, if you guys want access to special channels to talk to our team, or be able to request specific updates and be part of the building process, right? Part of the ideation process. Of course, please feel free to join a subscription and support us further on a recurring basis. So hopefully that makes more sense to you guys. If you guys have more questions, again, please feel free to ask. But that is the gist of things. And thank you guys so much for joining in. I really appreciate it. That's it for now, guys. Please take care. Have a good day and enjoy your rest of your Sunday, and chat with us more inside Discord.